The Stoics, an ancient philosophical tradition, held that genuine strength is found not in overcoming external challenges, but in gaining control over our own emotions. In the contemporary landscape, this insight holds greater significance than at any other time. Have you ever experienced a sense of exhaustion from the negativity that lingers after engaging with someone? Individuals with toxic traits can significantly impact our mental health, often resulting in feelings of frustration and helplessness. What if there existed tangible approaches to maneuver through these challenging dynamics? In this video, we will explore 13 practical ideas inspired by Stoicism that will empower you to navigate interactions with toxic individuals with compassion, grace, and resilience. Embark on a voyage to safeguard your emotional health, and consider subscribing to the channel for additional insights on cultivating mental strength. By the conclusion of this video, you will possess a collection of Stoic insights to navigate interactions with toxic individuals with confidence. Now, inhale deeply and let us embark on this journey. First and foremost, recognizing and comprehending the harmful danger. Imagine yourself standing as the sentinel at the threshold of your own majestic fortress. This fortress embodies your inner peace, your physical well-being, and your emotional security. Undoubtedly, awareness serves as the initial barrier in the endeavor to safeguard this stronghold as well. Just as a vigilant sentinel must remain alert to looming threats, you too must cultivate the ability to discern the signs that a toxic person is drawing near. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher advocating for reason and self-discipline, conveys in his Enchiridion that it is not the events that occur in your life that disturb you. What truly matters is your assessment of the events that unfold. It is crucial to remember this piece of advice when navigating interactions with toxic individuals. Their negative attitudes and manipulative actions do not possess the power to influence you. The way you feel about these activities and your perception of them are the key elements that shape their impact on your inner peace in any moment. To cultivate a calm and objective perspective, akin to that of a Stoic, is essential for achieving success. Understanding the traits of harmful behavior is an essential part of this journey. Here are several crucial warning signs to be aware of. Endless scrutiny. An individual with a toxic disposition may continually criticize you, your behavior, or the choices you make. Whether subtle or explicit, such criticism inevitably leaves one feeling diminished and unsure of their own capabilities. Individuals with toxic tendencies often employ cunning tactics to attain their personal objectives. To manipulate your behavior, they might use tactics such as flattery, guilt-inducing remarks, or even intimidation. A toxic individual seems to flourish in an atmosphere of negativity. Negativity embodies a toxic presence. They persistently lament and drag others down with their negativity, fixating on the bleakest facets of the issues that trouble them. Moreover, alongside these general indications, it is important to recognize the various types of toxic personalities that you should be mindful of. A narcissist is an individual perpetually in search of validation and admiration as they navigate through life. They may seem captivating initially, yet ultimately their engagement feels lopsided, resulting in a sense of emotional fatigue. This person thrives amidst social upheaval, as the rumors suggest. They have a reputation for spreading rumors, inciting discord, and deriving enjoyment from creating tension among others. Referred to as the energy vampire, this person possesses the uncanny ability to siphon your vitality, as the name suggests. Engaging with them can leave you feeling mentally and emotionally exhausted, as if every interaction sapped your energy. To cultivate a mental map of the potential threats to your inner sanctum, begin by recognizing the various toxic personalities and the behaviors they exhibit. Just as a Roman Stoic philosopher might craft a strategy to confront an opponent in battle, you can harness your newfound awareness to foresee the tactics of those who may pose a threat and formulate a plan to protect your emotional health. Second place, strengthen your defenses. Imagine yourself embodying the essence of Marcus Aurelius, the renowned Stoic ruler of Rome. To govern a vast empire, one must wield power, acquire knowledge, and exhibit unwavering resolve. In the pursuit of fortifying the walls of your inner citadel, commonly referred to as your emotional well-being, these very attributes prove essential. Without a doubt, the limits you have set form the very bedrock of this fortress. When encountering toxic individuals, boundaries serve as the clear lines you draw in the sand to define your limits. They establish the types of behavior that you'll endorse and those that you will reject. Do not allow toxic individuals to encroach upon your emotional space, just as a strong ruler would safeguard his realm from invasion. At the forefront of this discussion is Stoic philosophy, which highlights the importance of reason and self-discipline. To embark on your journey, you must first identify the activities that drain your energy or clash with your true self. Could it be the unwavering negativity expressed by a companion? When a colleague exhibits manipulative tendencies, such as unsolicited advice from a family member, ensure that you remain transparent and truthful with yourself regarding the boundaries you refuse to tolerate. Once you have established these boundaries, the subsequent step is to communicate them clearly and succinctly. Embrace the wisdom of a philosopher king, balancing strength with justice. Here are several strategies to enhance communication effectively. Reflect on your emotions and express them using I statements. Instead of using accusatory phrases like, "You are always so negative," consider expressing it this way: "I feel drained when you consistently concentrate on the unpleasant aspects." Provide detailed information. Be mindful to eliminate any possibility of confusion. Instead of expressing it as, "I need some space," consider saying, "I can't talk right now, but I'd be glad to have a conversation later this week." Honor your promises, yet embrace kindness. Simultaneously, it is important to recognize the difference between assertiveness and aggression. Conveying your point with confidence is essential, all while steering away from hostility. Conversely, setting boundaries is not merely a singular event. In order to effectively uphold your boundaries, it is essential to be firm and unwavering, akin to a vigilant sovereign, ever watchful against encroachments from the outside. An unstable wall is easily taken apart. Should a toxic individual overlook your boundaries, it is important to gently remind them of the limits that have been set. It might become essential for you to limit your engagement with the individual or entirely remove yourself from the circumstances. Remember, setting boundaries is not intended to be a form of punishment. Instead, it focuses on protecting oneself. Envy, often breeding toxic discourse, was ardently shunned by the Stoics. By setting boundaries, you are not acting out of selfishness. Instead, you are simply protecting your emotional health and creating the environment essential for cultivating inner tranquility. In the journey toward a serene existence, a robust fortress marked by clearly defined and well-guarded boundaries stands as a vital element. 3. Render yourself dull to the emotional savage. Envision a fierce emotional warrior fueled by despair in search of a tumultuous clash. Some individuals possess a toxic nature and behave in this way.
They depend on your focus, on the feelings you experience, and their pessimism flourishes because of it. In an attempt to provoke a reaction, a spark of anger or pain that will stoke their flames, they incessantly jab and jab with barbs. The principles of emotional control and detachment from outside influences inspired the gray rock method, which proves to be a powerful tool in this scenario. Paul Friedman, a therapist, developed a technique referred to as the gray rock method. This approach entails a diminished emotional responsiveness. It is not merely about complete cessation. Instead, it focuses on offering the emotional counterpart of a smooth gray stone, a surface that remains neutral and steadfast, devoid of any grips for negativity to latch onto. To delve deeper into this approach, we shall invoke the wise counsel of Seneca, the esteemed Roman Stoic philosopher. Seneca reminds us that genuine happiness lies in savoring the present moment, free from the anxious grip of future expectations. This serves as a gentle nudge to refrain from craving the spotlight. Individuals who exhibit toxic behavior often crave attention, regardless of whether it is positive or negative. By employing the gray rock method, you effectively shield them from the emotional reaction they seek. Amidst the tempest they strive to create, you fade into the background, resembling nothing more than a lifeless stone. Neutral responses act as your shield. The gray rock method involves responding to negative remarks with deliberately neutral and factual statements. One should avoid engaging in emotional conflicts or rationalizations. When faced with a toxic friend who insults your work, you can gracefully deflect their negativity by simply responding with, "That's interesting," thereby denying them any additional fuel for their criticism. Individuals with toxic tendencies often seek to manipulate your feelings, making it crucial to steer clear of being drawn into their emotional whirlwind. They might turn to sarcasm, employ guilt trips, or display outright hostility in their actions. In this scenario, the key focus should be on stepping away from their emotional whirlwind. Keep your calm and reply with facts, steering clear of their theatrics. One must remember that Seneca imparts the wisdom that true happiness lies in refraining from entertaining ourselves with either hopes or fears. Do not grant them the emotional influence they desire. The gray rock method serves as a powerful tool, yet it should not be viewed as a miraculous solution. Some toxic personalities may initially intensify their behavior, challenging your emotional resilience. Maintain your composure, stay steady, and remember that their negativity is not your fault. By employing this method inspired by Stoicism, you can transform yourself from a passive victim of their emotional theatrics to an unflinching observer. This will safeguard your inner tranquility and emotional health. 4. Envision a relentless barrage of manipulation, where a toxic presence persistently erodes your boundaries with cunning arguments and emotional tactics. Enduring a relentless barrage can prove to be both emotionally exhausting and deeply uncomfortable. Do not let fear hold you back. The steadfast principles of unwavering logic and determination inspired the broken record technique, which stands out as a powerful defense when applied. The broken record technique serves as a method designed to counteract misleading tactics. It involves consistently reiterating a straightforward statement about your stance, much like a record that endlessly loops on the same unwavering note. This approach, seemingly simple, holds significant power in thwarting distractions and ensuring a steadfast commitment to your needs. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, stands as a fundamental pillar of Stoic thought. Thus, let us delve further into this technique, drawing from his insights, as the phrase "freedom is the only good" encapsulates the essence of perseverance's strength. This freedom includes the power to set your own limits and the right to decline without the need for justification. This fundamental concept is illustrated by the broken record technique. By maintaining your unwavering determination and consistently articulating your perspective with composure and persistence, you can effectively shield yourself from the manipulator's attempts to divert you, standing firm against emotional assaults. To secure an advantage, those who manipulate often utilize emotional tactics. They may attempt to sway you with compliments, emotional appeals, or even anger, all in a bid to compel you to act according to their desires. The broken record technique empowers you to sidestep these emotional assaults. You can effectively counter their efforts to sway your feelings and maintain a rational discussion by focusing on the factual basis of your position. The unwavering reiteration of your stance can be quite unsettling to a manipulator. This is because of the fact that repetition is viewed as a means of protection. Their conversation falters, leaving them unsteady, and the emptiness of their arguments becomes evident. Envision a powerful wave colliding with an unyielding rock. The stone remains utterly still as the wave gradually fades away. In contrast to common assumptions, the broken record technique does not entail any form of confrontation. It is essential to keep a steady focus on your position while calmly asserting your boundaries. It is important to remember that Stoicism prioritizes reason and logic as the fundamental tools for navigating the challenges that life brings. By employing this approach, you empower yourself to withstand exploitation and protect your inner tranquility with steadfast resolution. Fifth in line, resist the temptation. Envision a masterful fisherman, expertly casting a line laced with toxic thoughts, aiming to ensnare you in a tempest of emotional turmoil. They dangle provocations, insults, or guilt trips, seeking to provoke a reaction that will stoke their drama and nourish their negativity. This is the approach that many toxic individuals tend to adopt. Nevertheless, Stoic philosophy offers a compelling argument rooted in the concept of indifference. This is distinctly different from apathy. Instead, it pertains to the condition of being emotionally detached from something. The Stoics, particularly philosophers like Epictetus, drew a clear line between apathy and indifference. They believed that apathy embodied a profound indifference and a pervasive sense of lethargy. The notion of indifference, conversely, pertains to a detachment from the uncomfortable emotions and assessments that skew our own rationale. In navigating the complexities of toxic individuals, this differentiation holds significant weight. This is an exploration of how Stoic indifference can help you steer clear of engaging in drama bait. Stay mindful of the approach. The initial step involves recognizing the strategy. Acquaint yourself with the unmistakable signs that a harmful person is trying to draw you in. What is it precisely? Is it a sharp comment, a hidden jab, or a guilt-laden suggestion disguised as an offer? Once you have pinpointed the strategy, you have, in some measure, diminished its effectiveness.
The lure is designed to provoke reactions like anger, irritation, or a defensive stance, making it crucial to separate yourself from the emotional trigger. Embracing Stoic indifference is a deliberate decision that empowers you to remain detached from the adverse elements of your circumstances. Imagine a situation where you find yourself unable to seize the tempting lure that dangles just beneath the surface. You observe it with a calm demeanor, untouched by the potential it holds to provoke your ire. Allow the tension to fade away. By choosing not to engage with their negative remarks, you effectively reduce the influence they hold over you. The unfolding drama they are striving to create is faltering, hindered by a lack of fuel. Without a reply, their biting comments linger, gradually diminishing in impact. There is no need to become a cold and unfeeling automaton. Stoicism encourages the cultivation and expression of positive emotions. Conversely, it highlights the importance of letting go of negative emotions that are beyond your control and redirecting your feelings toward aspects that you can influence. By embracing Stoic indifference, you can transform yourself from a mere participant in their drama into a serene observer. This enables you to show that you refuse to entangle yourself in their emotional complexities. Your inner peace remains, a sanctuary untouched by the tempests others seek to create. Sixth on the list is the mastery of non-reaction. Envision an individual who wields words like weapons, a true champion of sharp retorts and clever jabs, relishing the fiery exchange that comes with a spirited debate. There exist certain toxic individuals who claim this realm as their residence. They wield language like a sword, aiming to provoke fury, bring about shame, and ultimately draw you into their emotional realm. Here lies a Stoic strategy that is both powerful and often overlooked: the practice of non-reaction. When utilized thoughtfully, silence can serve as a powerful countermeasure to the destructive force of verbal attacks. By creating a disturbance in the dynamic they desire, it renders them vulnerable. Remarkable tranquility, however, is not a state that is easily attained by all. The urge to respond, to justify our stance, or to emerge victorious in a debate is a sentiment we often find ourselves conditioned to experience. Stoicism, in contrast, imparts the importance of governing our responses, and a calmness upheld at the right moment signifies genuine mastery. To gain a deeper insight into the power of non-reaction, we should reflect on the thoughts of Marcus Aurelius, the renowned Stoic emperor of Rome. Halting the harmful routine. Individuals who embody toxicity often depend on a discernible pattern. They express a sense of despair and are awaiting your reply. Expressing anger, annoyance, or defensiveness towards them only serves to stoke their flames and perpetuate the toxic cycle. The absence of a reaction leads to a disruption of this pattern. Your choice of silence is depriving them of the emotional response they seek. For a brief instant, envision a tennis player poised to swing their racket at a court devoid of any presence. Their powerful serve lands with a resounding thud, and what ensues is an utter hush. From this viewpoint, silence is far from void. It serves as a means of expression that imparts significance beyond verbal language. This illustrates your remarkable self-control and your refusal to engage in their detrimental actions. The message conveyed is one of resilience and a refusal to be swayed by the emotional manipulation at play. We must keep in mind that Marcus Aurelius urged us to refrain from squandering time debating the qualities of a good man. Embrace your identity. The qualities of a true Stoic are beautifully reflected in your tranquility. You remain composed, rational, and unaffected by the disturbances that arise from the external environment. Brace yourself for the intensification. Employing the non-reaction requires a strategic approach whenever feasible. Initially, a toxic individual might intensify their attempts by launching additional verbal attacks, seeking to provoke a reaction from the other party. Maintain your poise and stay steadfast in your tranquility. One must remember that silence does not equate to fragility. Instead, it serves as a formidable tool wielded by those who possess genuine strength. The choice to refrain from reacting isn't a universal remedy, yet it stands as a vital tool in your Stoic arsenal. When used thoughtfully, it can neutralize toxic individuals, safeguard your tranquility, and showcase your mastery over your own feelings. Opting for silence conveys a profound statement, as it signifies your decision to refrain from participating in their game. 7. Minimize your exposure. Envision yourself within the confines of your fortified stronghold, where your mental well-being is meticulously safeguarded by rigid limits throughout the journey. Yet even the strongest barriers cannot completely shield you from the threats that lurk beyond. Contaminated individuals, akin to relentless intruders, may still attempt to breach your defenses. At this juncture in the conversation, the Stoic principle of focusing on what lies within your control becomes particularly relevant. While you can't dictate the behavior of toxic individuals, you do have the power to regulate the time you choose to spend in their company. A primary strategy in this approach is to minimize the time you engage with individuals who exhibit toxic behavior. Whenever possible, create a space between you and others. Is it possible for you to entirely steer away from them? You have the option to rearrange a lunch meeting or to gracefully excuse yourself from the ongoing conversation. Remember, this is not a matter of rudeness. It's about self-preservation. Much like a Stoic leader who refrains from engaging his troops in a conflict that lacks necessity. It is unwise to expose yourself to negativity that serves no purpose. However, it is not always practical to completely evade certain things. Sometimes those who bring negativity into your life can be colleagues, family members, or even friends and acquaintances you hold dear. In such situations, it is essential to create emotional distance. The following strategies can be employed to achieve this. Epictetus, a distinguished Stoic philosopher, imparts that true happiness and freedom arise from a profound understanding of their interrelation. This quote from Epictetus emphasizes the importance of maintaining mental detachment. This does not suggest that there is any emotional engagement. You can understand someone else's pessimism without letting it affect your own outlook. Practice mental detachment by watching their behavior with an unbiased perspective, ensuring that you do not let your emotions get entangled in it. Cognitive reframing reveals that individuals who are toxic often seek to manipulate your emotions through negativity. Cognitive reframing, a technique deeply rooted in Stoic principles, can prove to be highly beneficial in this context.
Reframe their pessimism into an objective observation. When faced with a coworker who is persistently voicing complaints, consider viewing the situation through a different lens. It seems they might be experiencing a challenging day, instead of letting their negativity affect your own mood. Negative individuals flourish in an environment of toxicity. Therefore, it is essential to concentrate on the uplifting aspects. Avoid granting others the power to diminish your joy. Focus your energy on the uplifting elements of your life, including the hobbies that bring you joy, the meaningful contributions you make through your work, and the loyal friends who stand by you. Embrace the emotional shield provided by these positive influences, a sanctuary from the negativity they introduce. Limiting your exposure, whether it be physical or emotional, cannot be deemed cowardice. Safeguarding your tranquility and engaging in self-nurturing are essential pursuits. The Stoics hold a profound conviction regarding the significance of living a virtuous life and engaging in rational action. By minimizing your engagement with negative individuals and circumstances, you create space to cultivate a vibrant and thriving inner existence. Envision your stronghold surrounded by a vast moat that not only acts as a tangible defense, but also as a shield for your emotions, safeguarding your tranquility from the encroaching negativity of toxic individuals. 8. Establish your network of support. For a fleeting instant, envision yourself standing as the sentinel at the threshold of your inner fortress. Your walls stand fortified with boundaries. You have mastered the craft of non-reaction, and you have diminished the presence of toxic individuals in your life. Yet, to truly uphold their stance, even the bravest fighter needs a formidable phalanx, a configuration of reliable companions. Your support system stands as your steadfast shield, a crucial element in preserving your inner peace as you confront the challenges of negativity. The Stoics, particularly philosophers like Seneca, highlighted the importance of aligning one's life with the natural order. A network of virtuous individuals embody these guiding principles, offering support, inspiration, and a shared foundation of beliefs. During challenging moments, seeking their support and guidance can be invaluable. They are the individuals who will lend an ear, provide thoughtful advice, and extend steadfast support. A strong support system can act as a protective barrier against the detrimental effects of toxic individuals in the following manner. Navigating interactions with toxic individuals can be profoundly exhausting, making it essential to find a sanctuary for open expression. Creating a secure environment for analyzing your experiences and expressing your frustrations is achievable when you have trusted friends or family members to confide in. Their understanding and empathy can act as an essential pillar of support, reminding you that you're not facing this battle in solitude. Toxic individuals often diminish your self-esteem, yet they can also serve as a surprising source of motivation. A strong support system acts as a powerful ally, offering you motivation and reinforcing your strengths and the significance you contribute to the world. Their belief in you can bolster your resolve and reignite the passion within, especially when faced with challenges that seek to dim that inner light. Exemplifying integrity and optimism, the Stoics believed in the significance of surrounding oneself with individuals who embody the traits one aspires to develop. A community of admirable individuals who uplift each other could act as an inspiring example. One can grow and evolve by observing the strength, resilience, and hopeful perspective that they embody. This will enhance your ability to navigate challenging circumstances with poise. Building a robust network of support is an ongoing journey. To achieve this, it is essential to nurture existing relationships and seek out individuals who align with your values. To nurture this exquisite formation, here are several approaches to consider. Prioritize meaningful moments. Dedicate time to engage in significant conversations with those who provide you with support. Fostering a sense of connection can be achieved through the exchange of experiences, attentive listening, and the sharing of your own stories. Becoming a member of clubs, volunteer organizations, or online communities that align with your passions and principles is an excellent method to connect with individuals who resonate with your beliefs and interests. This location is brimming with individuals who resonate with your beliefs and can provide an inherent wellspring of support and motivation. One must always bear in mind the profound impact of expressing gratitude to those who stand by you. Its significance should never be overlooked. Kindly convey your heartfelt appreciation for the profound impact they have on your well-being, their steadfast presence in your life, and their unwavering support. By nurturing a strong Stoic defense, you can create an effective barrier that shields you from the negativity brought on by toxic individuals. When enveloped by uplifting influences, one gains strength, perspective, and a renewed sense of optimism. It is essential to remember that even the strongest stronghold can gain from a formidable outer defense. Your support system, made up of your loyal friends, becomes your steadfast shield, ensuring that your inner peace remains in a safe and secure haven. 9. Make self-care a priority. Engaging with toxic individuals feels like facing an unyielding barrage in the heat of battle. Your emotional energy is running low, and this may leave you feeling utterly drained. In the realm of shielding oneself from negativity, self-care emerges as a vital practice, akin to how a Stoic warrior prioritizes the tending of their wounds and the honing of their blade after a fierce battle. Embracing a Stoic lifestyle necessitates that self-care be an essential element of your routine. Incorporate it into your everyday life and view it as a valuable investment in your mental health. Elevate it to a priority, placing it alongside other essential tasks, and weave it into your agenda. Your emotional reserves can be restored, and your ability to withstand negativity can be fortified through these self-care practices. Engage in pursuits that fill your heart with happiness. Identify the activities that genuinely bring you joy and contribute to your sense of calm. Activities that involve physical movement like running or yoga, alongside creative pursuits like painting or writing, may be included in this classification. Engaging in these activities allow you to unwind, rejuvenate your emotional reserves, and re-enter the world with fresh energy and a new outlook. The Stoics practiced awareness techniques that resembled meditation. These practices were often referred to as mindfulness. By engaging in meditation, one can soothe the mind, detach from unhelpful thoughts, and cultivate a sense of tranquility within. Incorporating meditation into your self-care routine equips you with a powerful method to navigate stress and negativity, whether it arises from within or from toxic influences around you. Find comfort in the embrace of the natural world. The Stoics highlighted the importance of aligning oneself with the rhythms of the natural world. Engaging with the great outdoors, whether it be a leisurely stroll in a park or an adventurous hike through the forest, profoundly impacts our well-being and joy. To alleviate stress, elevate your mood, and gain a fresh perspective that can help combat the negativity from toxic individuals, consider immersing yourself in the beauty of the natural world.
Consider self-care as a form of preventative maintenance for your emotional well-being. A well-rested and centered individual is significantly more equipped to handle negative emotions. Just as a Stoic warrior ensures their armor is strong and their sword is keen, you can cultivate your emotional resilience through dedicated self-care practices. Pay attention to the messages your body communicates. A constant dialogue unfolds between you and your body. Be mindful of the signs of fatigue, stress, or emotional drain, and take note of them. To prioritize self-care, it's essential not to wait until you are completely drained before taking action. Embrace nutritious meals, prioritize sufficient rest, and allow yourself moments of pause during the day. These routines, seemingly simple, form the foundation of your emotional resilience. Just as you have set limits with those who bring negativity into your life, it is equally important to create boundaries regarding the time dedicated to your self-care. Refusing requests that could disrupt your relaxation time, or designating specific moments during the day for activities that foster self-care are effective strategies to achieve this. Remember that prioritizing your own well-being is not selfish. It is essential for maintaining your emotional strength. By integrating self-care into your Stoic lifestyle, you can evolve into a more formidable and harmonious individual. A steadfast warrior stands ready to confront any foe, facing challenges with a clearer viewpoint and unwavering emotional strength, reminiscent of a Stoic warrior's demeanor. Maintaining a fully charged emotional state allows you to better ward off negativity and exude positivity, thereby creating a strong barrier against the toxic individuals in your life. 10. Keep in mind that the focus isn't on you. Imagine a shadowy cloud hanging above, releasing a torrent of negativity and blurring your perspective of the world beyond. In the presence of toxic individuals, you will often find yourself facing scenarios such as this. They cultivate a toxic atmosphere by casting their own anxieties, insecurities, and problems onto others, leading to detrimental effects on those in their vicinity. The idea of prosopopeia, grounded in Stoic philosophy, acts as a powerful shield in this scenario. We are invited to see ourselves as astute observers, positioned outside the swirling chaos of emotions. Through the application of the term prosopopeia as employed by Stoic philosophers, we take on the role of objective observers of the situation, distancing ourselves from the unfavorable elements and focusing on the logical facets. In dealings with toxic individuals, it is crucial to uphold a sense of detachment, as the insults and negativity they convey are seldom aimed at the person receiving them. Instead, they serve as mirrors to the person's internal struggles.
One can effectively maneuver through the challenges posed by toxic individuals by employing the principles of Stoic detachment in various ways. Toxic individuals often deflect from their own shortcomings by casting blame on others, engaging in criticism, and fostering negativity. By utilizing the vocabulary of prosopopoeia, you can recognize this projection for what it truly represents. By separating yourself from the emotional undertones, you can watch their behavior with a level of detachment, akin to how a researcher examines a subject in a study. When you can momentarily step back from the situation, you realize that their negativity stems from their own internal struggles and does not define you or your value. Their actions do not define who you are. Instead, they reveal their own struggles and the challenges they face. Consider, if you will, the ominous cloud looming overhead. Even though it casts a shadow, it remains unrelated to the earth it briefly conceals from sight. The sun continues to blaze brightly in the sky above. Epictetus, a prominent figure in Stoic philosophy, reminds us that the issue is not the brevity of life, but rather our tendency to squander much of it. This underscores the importance of focusing on your Stoic journey. The span of our existence is ample, and a significant measure has been granted to us for the most vital purposes, as long as we can utilize it wisely. To preserve your precious time and energy, steer clear of engaging with the detrimental vibes of toxic individuals. Preserve your emotional detachment, prioritize your well-being, and continue progressing along the Stoic journey that will guide you toward a life rich in virtue and tranquility. To be detached is not synonymous with apathy. It is certainly within your capacity to extend compassion toward their struggles, yet it is not essential for you to succumb to the emotional turmoil they are navigating. By embracing Stoic detachment, you can safeguard your inner calm and emotional well-being, transforming yourself from a passive target into a centered observer. One must remember that the sun continues to shine brilliantly over the mountain of clouds. Avoid the urge to mend them. The longing to repair, to soothe, and to step into the shoes of a healer can be intense, especially when faced with someone dear to you who partakes in actions that inflict harm on others. Conversely, within the realm of Stoicism, this path often leads to frustration and a draining of one's emotional resources. In the realm of fostering change, toxic individuals, much like plants choked by invasive weeds, must rely on their own determination and effort. This change cannot be forced under any circumstances. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of focusing on what you can control, your own reactions and interactions, rather than attempting to change a toxic individual. The responsibility of accountability. The responsibility for the actions of a toxic individual rests solely with that person. They must consciously choose to confront their negative emotions and seek a path towards virtue. Attempting to shoulder this responsibility on their behalf will inevitably create an unhealthy dynamic, ultimately preventing them from confronting the issues they face. A core tenet of Stoicism is embracing the reality of circumstances that lie beyond our control. This encompasses the behaviors of others, the situations of the external world, and the constantly shifting nature of existence. The negativity displayed by a toxic individual serves as a quintessential illustration of this type. Your acceptance of this reality has freed you from the futile struggle to change it.
Envision your inner peace as a flourishing garden in full bloom. This is the essence of your Stoic garden. The detrimental individuals surrounding you, with their pessimistic outlook, are like weeds that jeopardize the flourishing garden you have diligently nurtured.
Your time and effort are being squandered by trying to uproot them in someone else's garden. Focus your energy on what truly matters to you, like nurturing meaningful relationships, cultivating your strengths, and prioritizing self-care routines. In contrast, the Stoic philosophy emphasizes the significance of helping others attain virtue. If you find it necessary, there are methods to inspire a toxic individual to contemplate their own behavior. It is essential to remember that there are boundaries to what you can achieve. Rather than attempting to dictate the course they should follow for change, it is more beneficial to provide resources that may inspire their own self-reflection, rather than seeking to resolve their issues for them. Depending on the circumstances, this could encompass a book on effective communication, a recommendation for a therapist, or even a thoughtful suggestion to reflect on the repercussions of their actions. Your ability to impact others profoundly lies in embodying Stoic principles within your own existence. This represents the most impactful method to guide through personal demonstration. Your presence serves as a quiet, guiding light, a testament to the profound impact of Stoic principles reflected in your serene demeanor, thoughtful replies, and steadfast commitment to virtue. At times, no matter how hard you try, a toxic individual remains firmly rooted in their negativity. Recognizing the right moment to distance oneself is crucial. In such circumstances, Stoicism advises setting boundaries and, when needed, stepping back from the situation to protect one's own well-being. Remember, while you cannot sway their journey, you hold the power to choose your own direction. By embracing these concepts, you will transform from a frustrated problem solver into a calm enabler. You can offer support while safeguarding your own well-being, and you have the capacity to cultivate a personal sanctuary that can thrive even amidst the encroaching weeds in other parts of your life. Envision a moment when you seek solace within the serene walls of your steadfast sanctuary, contemplating the right time to step away. Your emotional detachment has flourished, and you have cultivated a vibrant inner garden. Your walls have been fortified through the establishment of boundaries. Yet despite your earnest attempts, the persistent negativity emanating from a toxic person lingers on, challenging your defenses. Understanding when to step back from a situation is a core principle of Stoicism. Deciding to walk away from a toxic relationship, especially when it involves family or colleagues, is often a profoundly challenging choice to confront. On the contrary, prioritizing your mental well-being is absolutely essential. The Stoics hold a profound conviction regarding the significance of living a virtuous life and engaging in rational actions. In stark contrast to these principles is the act of sustaining a relationship that erodes your inner peace. This illustrates how Stoic philosophy aligns with the act of distancing oneself from detrimental circumstances, ensuring the safety of your Stoic haven. Your inner peace is a cherished haven, a refuge cultivated through self-care, mindfulness, and the principles of Stoicism. Someone who exudes a toxic negativity resembles a relentless siege continuously battering the walls of your fortress. One can protect their emotional health and create a safe haven by distancing themselves from the circumstances at hand. Focus on what truly counts. Seneca, a profound Stoic thinker, emphasizes the value of life as a precious resource, asserting that the entirety of our future is shrouded in uncertainty. Embrace the present moment. Embrace the present moment. Remaining in a toxic relationship squanders precious time and energy.
By stepping away from what hinders you, you open the door to invest in enriching relationships, purposeful endeavors, and experiences that uplift your soul, paving the way for a vibrant and fulfilling life. Embracing what lies beyond our control is an essential aspect of Stoicism, and the actions of others serve as a perfect illustration of this principle. Furthermore, Stoicism encourages a sense of detachment during this time. Choosing to step away from a situation does not signify fragility or failure. It signifies an acknowledgement of a situation beyond your control and a conscious decision to distance yourself from adverse feelings. You refuse to abandon the person. Instead, you are relinquishing the toxic pattern that harms both your body and mind. Transitioning away from a situation is a decision that warrants careful consideration. Please consider the following factors. Have you explored every alternative option available? Have you ever engaged in communication, set boundaries, or offered resources? Does a pattern of negativity persist, or is this merely an isolated occurrence? Do you sense that the bond plays a crucial role in your overall well-being? There's no need for a grand exit as you turn and leave. The slow retreat from interaction, graciously turning down invitations, or merely reducing communication are all strategies that can prove to be advantageous. Remember that stepping away from a situation is a wise choice to safeguard your inner peace and a form of self-nurturing. By prioritizing your well-being, you can cultivate a life guided by reason, virtue, and tranquility. This will enable the cultivation of positive relationships and experiences to flourish. 13. Grant yourself forgiveness. Imagine the following situation. You are on the brink of a long voyage, burdened with a heavy satchel brimming with animosity and rage directed at a toxic presence. The burden of this responsibility hinders your momentum, stalling your progress and sapping your vitality. In the realm of Stoicism, forgiveness emerges as a journey of letting go of emotional burdens, not primarily for the benefit of another, but rather for the individual's own peace and well-being. The Stoics highlighted the importance of embracing what lies beyond our control, particularly exemplified by the actions of others. Holding on to hate and resentment for someone who fosters a toxic atmosphere undoubtedly fits within this realm. Holding on to these negative emotions will only bring you pain, tainting your present and clouding your future with uncertainty. Stoic principles empower you to embrace self-forgiveness and liberate yourself from the burdens of negativity through various means. Focus on the depths of your inner world. The Stoics maintained that true power lies in the capacity to control one's own thoughts and behaviors, rather than being swayed by the actions of others or the happenings in the external world. To regain mastery over your inner world and create space for tranquility and emotional health, it is essential to first extend forgiveness to yourself and subsequently release any lingering resentment you might hold. In the Stoic perspective, forgiveness does not equate to excusing the actions of a harmful individual. Instead, it revolves around acknowledging the behavior of the toxic person. Recognizing what has transpired, accepting that it lies outside your influence, and choosing to proceed with a more buoyant spirit are all crucial stages in the journey ahead. The renowned Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we hold dominion over our thoughts. One cannot exert control over the happenings that lie beyond one's own sphere. Transform this vision into reality, and you will uncover your true strength. Forgiveness empowers you to take back control, discovering a path to escape the grip of negativity. Resentment is a self-imposed confinement, a cage crafted by one's own thoughts. By clinging to it, you permit the toxic individual to maintain a harmful influence over your life, despite their absence. Breaking free from this cycle is possible through self-forgiveness, allowing you to liberate yourself from the emotional chains of the past. Forgiving oneself is not an instantaneous journey. To cultivate forgiveness, consider these approaches. Acknowledge your emotions. Begin by acknowledging the emotions of anger, hurt, or resentment that you are currently feeling.
By releasing the weight of negativity, you open the door to emotional healing, growth, and a more fulfilling life. Envision yourself embarking on a journey, your backpack feeling lighter, your heart buoyant, ready to embrace the adventures that lie ahead with a refreshed spirit of strength and peace. Transform yourself from a passive victim of toxic individuals into a resilient champion of your inner peace by embracing these 13 methods rooted in Stoic philosophy. Remember, a life free from negativity is a life truly worth striving for.